Hi everyone, I finally got here trying to set up this new camera and seemed to turn itself off after it was idle for a bit, so that'll teach me for being prepared too early. So we've got 5 viewers today. Thanks very much for joining me. Please feel free to say hi in the chat box so I know who you are and can see you. So today we're going to be working on the 100 days of paintings again. It's day 68 today. So this week I decided to set myself another challenge. Last week I had a challenge set for me from one of the lovely ladies who came to my open studio a couple of weeks ago. She was looking for a cottage painting, but she liked things that are more subtle and subdued. So she sort of told me what she liked, and so I decided to turn it into a challenge and do a different painting each day for 5 days. And she got to choose which one she liked best, and she did, and she picked the seaside one with the little washing line next to the cottage, so that was really good. So all the others are now added to my website, nikkijacksonart.com, so you can go over there and purchase those if you'd like. And today we're going to be working on, like I said, flowers. So this week I decided to basically copy last week's challenge and do a floral challenge. So it's either going to be floral landscapes or flowers on their own, or flowers on a tree or something like that. So this was yesterday's. We went to the Park Valley late afternoon and wasn't sure what I was going to paint, and we saw this gorgeous array of wildflowers where the daffodils had been around the trees in the park. So that was a lovely surprise because we didn't know that they were there, and so I decided to paint them. So this is how it turned out. So I did the wildflowers at the bottom there, slightly different to my usual style. This is on a birch plywood canvas. You can see that's what it's like on the back. Last week's challenge I did them all on deep edge canvas, that the fabric canvas, and this week's going to be on wood. So I had to think about what I wanted to paint today, and decided to have a look in my little inspiration book. I've got it's kind of like a project book where I basically write down ideas of things that I want to make next, or any ideas for my garden, that sort of thing. And a few years ago I saw a program about gardening, and this lady had this absolutely gorgeous garden, and it totally inspired me. So I did a little sketch of how I wanted our front garden to be, and added everything in there, and the pictures of it and stuff that I took off the TV. And I also cut out some pictures of flowers that I really liked and wanted to grow for our gardens, and basically I'm working towards that at the moment. So I've got some of them, and some of them yet to be. So this was a good idea. I knew I wanted to do something with daisies, and I really like penstemons as well, the pink ones, and lavender. So I think I'm going to do a little landscape again today with the cottage again, and adding some daisies and other flowers. So I've sketched it out very roughly here. I did have a sketch drawn out on this canvas before, but didn't really like it, so I rubbed it out and decided to do a new one. So let's see who's in the chat. We've got Homeschool Mum 4. Welcome. Vicky, hello. Thanks very much. Hope you all enjoyed today's painting. If you got any questions at all for me, type them in the chat box and I'm happy to answer them for you. So today's focus is daisies, so let's get started. Hopefully you can see the painting a lot better this time because I've got the new camera. So let's just adjust things to make sure you can see close enough of what I'm doing. That should be alright. Okay. I have to keep checking back and forth, looking at what I can see and what you can see, so there'll be a bit of a delay. Okay, right, so I'm just going to go in and put in the basic colours. I've really literally just scribbled the flowers of roughly where I'm going to have them, because that is going to be painted over straight away for the hills. So I'm using this lovely Pro Art Proline brush. It's probably, you're probably not going to be able to see that, but it is a flathead brush. It looks a little bit worn now, but it's really good for laying down large areas of colour. So I'm going to use that for the sky and for the hills. Now today I think actually I'm going to do the sky a different colour. I'm going to mix things up. So just going to have a look at my paints down here, and I think I might do a sort of beigey colour sky, something a bit different. I might add in a bit of pink. Maybe it's the sun setting, starting to set in the evening, and the sky is changing colour. So that's the good thing about doing your own paintings. You can basically do what you like. So you can have the sky whatever colour that you want. So as I've had a previous sketch behind here, I'm going to have to put in several layers of this light colour, and I'll probably add in a few bits of pink, maybe a touch of blue. I think that'll give it a different dimension to the other ones that I've done, where I normally just do blue with the clouds. Be a nice change, and I think it'll go really well with the daisies as well. I think that will look nice. I think I'm going to need to plug in my heat gun again. I always forget to do that. Right, well that's drying. I'll just go and start the heels. Smudged it a bit now. I'll just go in with a damp brush, smooth that out a bit. I just used an old rag to dry off my brush. It just takes the majority of the moisture out of it, so it doesn't make the paint go all runny. So have you ladies in the chat done any acrylic painting this week? Or even last week after the show? I know some of you said that you're inspired to get out your paints and have a go. I'm interested to hear all about your projects. Is there anything else that you're working on at the moment? I'm actually really enjoying working bigger. Before I was doing the little 4x4 little wooden shaped hearts, hanging hearts, and also little 4x4, even 3x4 canvases, working really small, which I do enjoy. But it actually is really nice to do some bigger stuff now. So that's going really well, and I think it still works really well with my style. Last week's cottage paintings came out really good. I did them on 5x5s and 6x6, and that size format really worked very well for the cottages. Some of them were able to be sort of more bigger, and I think the one that I did on live stream last week, yeah, it was a big cottage. And that came out really good, really effective. So just because it's simple doesn't mean it won't work on large scale. So worth a try. So this week over here in England we've got the Chelsea Flower Show started. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. Basically it's like a gardening show that we have each year. It's by the Royal Horticultural Society, and it's a massive event, and basically they create lots of big gardens to be judged by a panel, and there's all kinds of different ones, from basic sort of like topiary gardens and country themed gardens, like from different countries, and different ones for charities, all kinds basically. So it's really interesting to go around. I actually have been once many years ago, and it was really good. They have marquees of all beautiful flowers, and they're grown to perfection, so it's a really beautiful place to go. And they have all like stalls of different crafts and things for the garden, like ornaments and stuff like that. And so they basically show it on TV this week. They have several different shows. They have like a shorter one and then a more in-depth one, and they go around all the gardens and basically talk about the inspiration behind them, and if the gardens won a prize they reveal that, and also give information about different plants as well, which is really interesting and helpful. So I shall be getting inspiration from watching that this week, that's for sure. Do you have anything like that out in America? Do you have any gardening shows at all? Chat's very quiet. Hope you're still there. I hope the sound's still working alright. It seems to be on my end. Ah, so Vicky's saying that in America they have flower and patio shows, which are exhibits that you can attend. Oh, that sounds good. Ah. Yeah, I haven't been to one in a while, but it's good that they actually put it on TV so you can still see quite a bit of it. Oh, Vicky says her niece owns a greenhouse and it's lovely. Oh yeah, I love mine. I've just actually put a couple of little pretty signs up in mine today. Got these little rose shaped hooks, pink ones, and these lovely little signs. One says something about putting all your heart into your gardening, and the other one's welcome to my beautiful garden. It's got a bee on it and some flowers, and they're really pretty, so I've hung those up today. So one of them is above my potting bench and the other one is in the window so you can see it as you walk past. So I've got some seedlings in there to pot on at the moment. They're getting a bit big and some of the others need to be hardened off, ready to go in the ground. So I'll be doing that at the weekend, I should think. Just putting in some shading for the hills. This will go behind all the flowers. So get that done first. So you can't go in and add it in once you get into the flower stage, so you need to get this right first. It's actually quite warm in here today, so it's drying quite quick. Although the weather outside's not great. It's sunny at the moment, but we're supposed to have a bit of freakish weather today with some hail and rain and thunder. So we've definitely had the rain, and not sure about the rest yet. I don't know if that's coming in later. If you're viewing and you're not registered with Ustream, if you go ahead and register, you'll be able to ask me questions in the chat box, which would be good. I'd love to hear from you. Welcome new friends, Miko and Barb. So Vicky, your niece actually sells the plants. That's lovely. That must be a really, really lovely job. My mum would absolutely love to own her own nursery selling flowers. Oh, try refreshing, Miko. That should help. Right, so I've done the hills now. I'm going to do the sky. Most of the detail is going to be in the flowers today, which I'm going to do all along the bottom here. So I'm just going to turn it round so that can be dry, and I'm going to work on the sky. I'm using Linen Artist Do Crafts Artiste acrylic paint. I'm actually in the UK, Barb. Yes, it's nearly 4:30 now over here. Still nice and light, thankfully. We have light evenings now till about 9 o'clock at night, so that's really good. So I really don't enjoy it when it's dark at night, especially walking Ellie, our dog. And also, I'm looking forward to when it's light enough to be able to, and warm enough, should I say, to sit outside in the garden in the evenings. Will be lovely. What's the weather like for you all today? This paint's a bit thick, this one, and a bit difficult to get onto the canvas. Actually, that's better. It's a little bit sticky. I think I'm going to need probably one more coat on that because it's such a light paint. It's going to show up anything that was underneath if it's not got a few coats on it. So I'm just going to blast those with the heat gun. So Bob says it's just turned off, cool, sunny and wonderful. Oh, that's good. Hi Mitzi, welcome. Good to see you all here. Right, I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of white. If I could get it open. Actually, I've got a golden acrylic white in there. Where's it? Somewhere. Aha. I've got this golden acrylic zinc white, and it's slightly transparent, so I'm going to use that to just sort of glaze over the sky a little bit, just give it something to work with when I put the other colours in, because this linen colour is a little bit thick and not as liquidy as some of the others, so it's harder to blend. So I'm just going to pop that in, and then I think I'm going to put in a tiny bit of pink. I'm going to use this Artisti blush pink. Just a tiny little bit. And get it out. So just going to do a tiny little bit in the sky, just a suggestion of pink there. I've got some lumpy bits come out of the paint, so I'm just going to get those off. I think these paints after a little while go a bit like that, a bit lumpy. So let's turn it back round and see what that looks like. Just going to blend that out a bit more there. So that's the pink, and then let's see. I think I'm going to do a touch of yellow, because we're going to have some yellow in the centres of the daisies, so that will tie that in there nicely. I'm just going to put it in with the pink. I'm just going to go back with the white and just lightly go over that to tone it down a bit. And just balance it out and put a bit at the top here. So this is what we've got so far. And the lighting's going a bit because we've looks like we've got another rainstorm coming in. I don't know what the light will be like if I put the lamp on. Let me just check. Let's see. Hasn't really done a lot. It's a bit better. This one is, I think it's, let me double check, it's the same as the one I did yesterday, which was, yeah, 6 by 6. 6 by 6 inches. And it's a birch plywood canvas. Thank you Bob, saying nice sky. So right, It's getting a bit cosy in here with the lamp and the light on now. I don't normally do that, but it's got very dark outside. Right, so we just need to dry that sky off and then we can start work on the detail. Right. They are so gorgeous to work on, these birch plywood canvases. You can get them in deep edge ones or these. I'm not sure what size these are actually. Let me have a look. They're about 3/4 of an inch deep, the sides of these ones, which is really, really nice. And they're nice, they're quite light as well. I just love the smoothness of them, and also, like, you probably can't see on the video, but you can see the grain coming through on them as well, which is really nice. Right. So I'm going to put in the roughly sketching where I'm going to have these flowers. I had some lavender. I had a bigger one here. And I also put in some penstemons. They're gorgeous. Come in so many different colours. They're like little trumpets. Put a daisy in here. Yeah, a lot of the art supply shops are starting to do these birch plywood canvases, because it used to be that certain art companies in America did them, and they're really difficult to get over here, and now it seems like the trend has arrived, so we seem to be able to get them a lot easier now, which is good. My dog is yawning her head off because she wants her dinner. She always wants it too early, so she'll have to wait a little while. Just going to paint in the cottage and then work on these flowers. Okay. So have you ladies been doing or been to Dee Dee's stream this morning? I saw that she was streaming, but I couldn't make it, so I'll have to catch the recording for that. So I am also working on the Darcy sketch, so I need to catch up with that. So I'm going to need to do several coats of this white because it's very transparent, so I'll do a few layers of that before we put in the shading. So don't forget, if you've got a question for me, type it in the chat box and I'm happy to try and help you. Yeah, Dee Dee's great. She's really great at explaining how to do it all, and I'm really glad that I stopped by and had a go at that, because I love drawing portraits and don't do it very often anymore, and I wanted to get back into it. And I'm used to doing sort of graphite portraits in quite detail, and so I'm really glad that I'm learning this new technique with the coloured pencils, because that's really, really fun. Last layer, and I'll go and put the shading on to this wet layer. And that will really make the cottage start to come to life. So we're going to go in with the usual Titan Buff golden acrylic, and I'm going to have the light source coming in from the right, so the shadow will be on this side. So as it's white, we're going to shade with the Titan Buff and a bit of brown. My husband's home, you can hear him crashing around. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what he's doing. So I need to blend in the white a bit more. So I'm going to go over that. Blend that in a bit more, that's better. Let's catch up with the chat. So Vicky says she likes to do a lot in her art journal, mixed media. Yeah, I started with the one stroke painting as well all those years ago. Yeah. Yeah, cross stitch. I used to do a lot of that as well. I don't really seem to do it now. I'm more into knitting and crochet. I actually just got a lovely set of crochet hooks from my brother for my birthday. They're the ones with the soft handles, with the different coloured handles. So I'm looking forward to trying those out. I haven't had a chance to use them yet, but it's supposed to be a lot more comfortable to hold than the regular metal ones. So that would be good. If you've got any ideas of things that you would like to see me paint for the future days of my project, then feel free to let me know, because I'm always open to suggestions. It'd be fun to get some input from you. Donna Dewberry did the one stroke in cross stitch. That's interesting. I've not seen any of those. Oh. I think one more layer on the roof and we'll be good to go with that one. Just slightly gone over that there, so I'll just touch that up in a bit. That's a good thing about acrylics, if you make a mistake you can paint over it. So we're now going to go into our Titan buff and put the shadow, not the shadow, the highlight on, because we're doing the opposite to what we did on the lighter part of the cottage. So I've got the light source coming in from this side, So we'll put the Titan Buff on here. I'm gonna get my hubby to make me a proper stand for my webcam so it won't keep wobbling about when I'm doing things. Had to do a temporary fix today because the camera actually only come today, even though I ordered it last week. So it was a bit of a scramble to try to set it up and try and find something to clamp it to while I did today's show. So, but it's not too bad, is it? At least the picture's clearer as well, so that's good. So while I've got the Titan Buff out, I'm going to touch up that little area that I went over. Touch that up. That's better. Right, now we can give that a blast and dry all that off. Oops, here goes one of my paints. I'm glad you found me, Barb. I've only been streaming actually for a few weeks. Before that I was doing the odd YouTube video. Been on YouTube quite a long time actually, and really started getting back into making videos recently, and I met Dee Dee and decided to give Ustream a go, and really enjoying it. So really glad to meet new people on here and meet all you lovely ladies. So yeah, just a few weeks, so pretty new to it really, but I am really enjoying it. Actually, it's a really good way to help me work as well. I find it good to be able to share what I'm doing with you, and it's nice to be able to share my tips as well to help other people. my YouTube name is actually Nikki Butterfly. I think it's Nikki Butterfly -80. Let me get the link for you ladies. See if it'll let me post it in the chat. There we go. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is a bit of a worry that I'm going to bore you all and that you're all going to leave, so I'm glad that you're still here. But it is really nice to share what I'm doing with you all. And if any of you others have got Ustream channels or YouTube channels, feel free to put the links in the chat box and we'll check you out. Just putting some highlights on the door. Blend that in a bit more. Right, now we're going to get on to the flowers. So yesterday I did a lot of sort of grass coming up, and I think I might do a bit of that just so it doesn't look a bit odd and sort of bare. So I'm going to use a darker green, a leaf green, and I've got this, I think it's from Paper Artsy, this card. It's got loads of paint all over it now. Basically you can use any kind of plastic card, and I'm just going to run the paint, I don't know if you can see, run the paint along the edge, and then just going to do some lines. That one's a bit thicker than I'd like. And I'm going to go in with some brown. I need to get some on my brush for this one because the brown is quite a big bottle and it doesn't squeeze out very well. So I'm just going to put that on the card edge and scrape that on there. Give the illusion of grass growing up in between the flowers. Then I'm going to put in some white. So I need to clean my brush. put some white on there. And we're gonna blast that with the heat gun. Right, so I've got to open the links. Let me just see if I can find that. Let's give it to you. Let me just try to find that. Anybody know where I look for being able to enable the links for the chat? If you could let me know. This is all new to me, so I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. Well, thanks ever so much, Barb, for coming, and lovely to see you. Hopefully I'll see you again next week. So if anybody knows how to enable the links, then if you could let me know and I'll do that. Can't seem to find it at the moment. I'll make sure I have that turned on for next time. I'll have to ask Dee Dee otherwise if I can't find it. She'll know. Right, so I just need to blast this a bit more. And then I'm gonna start putting in the detail for these plants, flowers. So I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to use the leaf green again for the stems to blend it in with the grass. And I can add some shading in on those after. If you would like to find out more about my 100 Days of Paintings project, you can find it on my website, NikiJacksonArt.com, and that's Niki, N-I-K-I. I've got a page with all the details on there, and you can also subscribe at my website. It's free, and you'll receive a daily email with the painting of the day. It usually goes out 6:30 my time, that's England, British summertime, and I do it Monday to Friday, and you get a different painting in your inbox every day, with the opportunity to purchase if you'd like. And if you don't really want an email every day, you can just select to go on the monthly list, and I'll send out an update there as well. So, well, you can be in both. So I'm going to go in now with the white for the daisies. This is when it really starts taking shape. I'll probably have to mix some purple for the lavender, and I think I'm going to do the penstemons in pink because that's my favourite, and I think that'll balance out nice with the other flowers and the colours of them. Just doing in the petals at the moment, first layer. All these live streams are also uploaded to my YouTube channel, and I'm Nikki Butterfly 80 on there, so you can do a search and you'll find me, or you might even be able to find me by typing in Nikki Jackson. Either will probably come up. I'm also on Twitter. I'm Vintage Nikki on there. If you like to follow me, and I'll follow you back. I think hubby's doing some work in the bathroom, some DIY, so apologies if you hear crashing around. Have you ladies been making anything this week? For those watching this on YouTube later on, this is recorded on Ustream, and there's a live chat where you can type in questions. So that's who I'm talking to, if that's what you're wondering. Going to do some shading on the daisies now, again using the Titan buff. just to give them some dimension. Ladies in the chat have gone quiet again. Hope you're still with me. Oh yeah, I mean, it. Once you get it, then you get it, if you know what I mean. It's like knitting. You know, once you get the hang of it, then it's everything else straightforward. But yeah, the light and shadow, it's basically left and right. One side, everything's in shadow. The other side's everything highlighted for the light source. I try to keep it really simple. You can have light sources coming from other directions, but that just makes it more complicated. So, for example, these daisies, we've got the light sources coming in from the right, so I'm putting all the shadows on the underside of the petals on the, well, it's on the left, the shadow. So to the left. So the highlights are on the right where the light source is coming in. You want where the light source is coming in will be brightest, and further away from that will be darker. I'm just adding a little brown for a bit more shading. And touching it up with a bit of white to blend it, because it's drying really fast in here. It's quite warm now, probably because I've had the heat gun going a few times and the door's shut, so now I'm going to put the centres in the daisies. I'm going to use this lovely yellow. It's Naples Yellow Galleria, a bit hard to tell because it's a bit scrunched up. It's a Winsor & Newton paint. It's a bit more of a heavy consistency of paint. No particular reason why I'm using a different consistency, it's just the colour that I've got that I need for these. The other yellows that I have in the craft paints are all very pale and they wouldn't stand out very well on here. Hello Marion, welcome. Right, yeah, I understand, Vicky. Thank you, Miko. Bobblehead. I like it. because this is a thicker paint, I don't need to do a third layer, so I'm just going to go straight in and add in a bit of shading. So again, we'll put the shadow on the left. And then I'll wash my brush. And that one looks a little bit dark, so I'm going to go in with a little bit more yellow. Lighten up a tiny bit. And then I'm going to go in with the white and put a little highlight on the right. So let's show you the daisies close up. So now I think we're going to do, let's do the pink, because I've got to mix some purple. So let's see. I think I'm going to go for my more vintagey pink. It's a pink suede. It's a bit more of a nicer, subtle pink. So I'm going to go in and paint these penstemon that they're like little trumpet flowers. And my brush is too wet. Don't forget, ladies, if you've got a question, feel free to type it in the chat box. You're very welcome, Marion. Really great to see you. Miko says she's watching 3 streams. Wow, how are you managing to keep up? It's a birch plywood canvas. Hi, Sana. Welcome. Good to have you here. We're just painting in the details on this landscape. I think I just had 2 of those in there. Alright. Okay, now we're going to put in a bit of shadow. I'm going to blend it in a little bit more with some more pink. Thank you. Yeah, it's a wood canvas. One of my favourites to work on. Now these penstemons are like little trumpets, so I'm going to make sure that I've got a little sort of opening there at the edge of each one. Give them a bit more of a 3D look. And then I think I'm going to dry them and then layer the pink over, because I don't want them to be blended this time. Just lightly going over part of the brown just to soften it a bit, so it still shows the sort of shading of the opening of the flower. Right, now we need to mix up some purple for the lavender. So I don't have a very good purple. The purple that I have got is pretty naff. So I'm just gonna find the right brush. I had to mix some purple yesterday for the flowers for that one, so I'm just gonna basically use a bit of card and mix up a purple using a little bit of blue and a touch of red. Not too much, because I want it to be more of a darker sort of lavender colour. So I want it more blue than red. I think that's the right colour. Let's just see what you can see. Hang on a sec. Keep switching screens. Right. It doesn't really show up on the camera. It's lavender colour. Yeah, I used to do a bit of toll painting. That's how I really got into sort of folk art, and yeah, it was fun. I'm getting distracted looking out the window because it's absolutely pouring now. They said that we were going to have some really weird stormy weather today. So I'm just going to paint in the lavender. I don't do that many flowers, not like this anyway, so it's a real nice change for me to do these. Something a bit different. I think that's looking nice with the balance of colours. Just going to add in another layer. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of shading. I'm going to use brown again so it all matches with the other flowers. So again on the left side, and then I'm going to blend it with the paint, the purple paint. Wash my brush. Yeah, I love daisies as well. They're just so simple but very happy flowers. Oh, welcome, Lottie Land Girl. Thank you. Yeah, it is recorded, so you can watch it later. No worries. I'm just finishing up doing these lovely flowers. Just putting in some highlights. Have you got crazy weather up where you are, Lottie? We've just had a massive rainstorm. It's come down and it seems to be going away now. Right, so I'm just going to add in a little bit of shading for the stems of the flowers, just to finish those off. This just gives it a little bit of depth so it doesn't look so flat. And then I'm going to go in with a bit of white. Brush is too wet. Showering chilly, yeah, pretty much same as here then. Oh, that's lovely. Vicky says that her daughter-in-law's mum sent her a bouquet of daisies for Teacher Appreciation Day. Oh, Sana says she's got cold and rainy weather as well. So I'm just going to go and soften the brown and white that I just did, just to take the edge off. Just very lightly. Try not to smudge it as I go. Right, I'm just going to give it a blast and then we'll do some detail with the charcoal pencil. Yeah, I love daisies. I'm growing lots in my greenhouse at the moment. They're the Cosmos style, I think. I think I've got pink and I've got lilac-y ones as well, so that'd be really nice. So this is what we've got so far. The light's not brilliant, so that's better. So now we're just going to define them a bit with the charcoal pencil. I did drop this earlier, so hopefully it won't break on me. And I better just put my lids on my paints because I know what I'm like with knocking them over. So move those over. Right, let's put some smoke coming out the chimney. Just go around there. Not really pressing very hard at all, just a light line. You don't want it very dark. And we're going to go in and smudge this. find my razor because I'm gonna just take out some of the smudginess just here and there. It's a little bit too much. Just define that line a bit more. That's better. And a little bit more in here. That's better. Right, you see what a difference it makes when you add that charcoal pencil. It really finishes it off nice. So now we'll put a little bit on the flowers. So we're just going to do a few random strokes upward to go in between for the grass. And then we'll lightly go around the flowers. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box. We're just finishing up now, so there's still time for a few more questions. So I'm just going to very lightly smudge these ones. I don't want it to be as heavy as the bits over here. Just very lightly. So you don't want to make all your flowers all black. Just need to sign it, and then I need to do the edges. I always paint those black and it really helps the painting to stand out really well. Oh, you got rabbits that munch your daisies, Marion. Oh. So I'm just going to sign it down here where there's a little space. Give that a little blow. There we have it, the finished piece. The light's not great, as you can see. That's a bit more accurate to the colours if I hold it like that. I'll try and show you the details. I think it came out really well. It was good to try a different colour for the sky and sort of make it more of a bit of a sunset sort of feel to it, and have the flowers popping out at the front. I think that turned out really good. Thank you very much for coming, Marion. I'm now going to go paint the edges black and get ready to upload it for my email list. Straight away after it should be available, Lottie. Once I finish up here and stop the broadcast, it should within a few minutes be available to watch again. So thanks so much for joining me. Thank you to everybody who's joined me today and for all your questions and chit chat. It's been great having your company, and I'll be here again same time next Tuesday, and hope to see you then. Thank you so much. Bye everyone. Hmm.